What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike. I'm back. Before we get started, subscribe and comment. And thank you for following me, and thank you for the support. I got a special guest on today. A good friend of mine, somebody I grew up with, and somebody I've been working with as far as like macros go and coaching, and got him on the show now. We're gonna talk about some interesting things, our lifestyle, and how we grew up and where we're at now in life. So, got my friend Carlos right here.
Me and Mike been good friends for a long time.
We go way back, like from the party scene days. So let me rewind a little bit. So me and him met, let's say, around the 90s. We both were partying a lot, you know, having a lot of fun back then in that rave techno scene. You remember how that scene was like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It was crazy, right?
Yeah. We lived in a time where, you know, I don't think we'll ever see that kind of
No,
partying ever again.
it was wild. Like
Different vibe, a whole different thinking, and it's different now.
Yeah, we both were partying a lot, using a lot of ecstasy, which is the drug of choice back then, going on for days at a time, going to different outlets. You remember all the daytime parties, Second Sunday, Backflip, all the nightclubs.
Yeah.
What'd you like about that scene back then?
It was just the place to be, you know, in our time. If you were cool, you were there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It wasn't something that everyone knew about.
No.
So when you were there, you felt like you were like a celebrity, like a rock star.
Felt good, huh?
Felt good, yeah.
And I was telling my wife, because I think we talked about it, what did it feel like when I first popped my pill? And I remember, this wasn't the first time, but around the second time I did that pill, I popped it in 1015 Folsom. And I remember I was in the main room and those lights, remember the lights in the main room, how they hit? And they had a song that was just hitting. I was like, whoa, I felt like I was on a rocket ship, bro, just flying through the air. Like, that was so good.
Yeah. No, it was definitely an interesting drug.
Yeah.
People, you know, didn't know about it, like I said. It took you to a whole different level.
Yeah.
You know, opened up your mind and,
Yes.
you know, made you feel good. And,
Yes.
yeah, no, it was interesting times.
It was friendly, though. We're all like, got along. Nobody was angry like alcohol. Everybody, especially our culture, Latinos, we're machismo. We get drunk, we want to fight. That's like, you want to love everybody, man. You're so happy, friendly. I met so many good people who came out of that.
It was
that
actually
era.
funny that you say that, because the first time that I did Ecstasy, I was actually just getting out of the gang culture.
Yeah.
I went to my first rave, and I was like, really, you know, took him back. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went there thinking, like, what if someone bumps into me, like, on my shoe?
Yeah. You still
You
had
know,
that attitude,
I
right?
Still had that attitude, and then I went there. It was just a totally crazy, different scene. My friend gave me a pill. Within, I don't know, a half hour, 45 minutes, I just remember sitting on the floor thinking that I never want to fight again. Like, it was just like,
You just want to love everybody.
I just wanted to love everybody.
Yeah.
It was like, what am I thinking? What is this? Yeah, I was just like, you know, feeling like loved.
Yeah.
You know, just talking to people sitting next to me that I didn't even know. Strangers.
Just hitting it off. It's
You know,
crazy.
it
It's
was-
just like,
yeah.
I would normally not talk to you in real life, but here we are. We're talking, conversing. We're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
We're on the same plane. It's crazy.
People that look totally different from me, and I was talking to them like they're like my buddy.
So let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about your upbringing. Where did you were born in San Francisco?
I was born in San Francisco,
Okay.
but moved to Fremont when I was about 2 years old.
Okay.
Grew up there. It was that time I stood out.
Yeah.
More white people than
yes.
than anything.
Yes.
I went to school there. Had a hard time in school.
Okay. Sounds like I did. Like we both have that similar thing, ADHD. We have a hard time sitting still.
Yeah, and those times I felt like nobody knew what that was. Or they probably did, but they weren't talking about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, it was really hard actually for my mom, because I was always in trouble. You know, I was always in the corner.
I know what you mean.
Desk, you know, in the corner, desk next to the teacher. I always talked too much. And what people don't realize that, you know, especially for people like us,
Yeah.
putting us in a classroom was like a torture. It was torture.
Oh, man.
Daily torture.
Daily.
You know, I would sit there all day thinking, when is this going to end? And, you know,
Me too.
and thinking, like, I don't belong here. Like,
Yeah, hurry the fuck up. Let me get out of here.
Like, I just didn't belong there.
Yes.
No, I don't, you know, I knew that I was different.
Yeah.
But I didn't know why.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard. I became the class clown to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Teachers would make me feel like crap. And
Where'd they sit you at? Back of the class or the front of the class?
back next to them,
Oh,
you know,
damn.
they would. I knew that I was not like everybody else.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me. I felt sometimes a lot of the teachers were racist at the time. And I'm not going to even put that on them.
Yes.
It was just ignorant times.
Yes. It was,
Different times, people were ignorant. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's all their fault.
yeah.
People just didn't know how to handle.
No.
kids with ADHD at those times.
No, they didn't. It wasn't even diagnosed. I never went to the doctor. I didn't find out till I had it till my wife called it out. And it all made sense. We started doing the research on it. And I had a hard time grasping certain things in class.
Yeah.
When it came to reading and like numbers, easy. When it came to other stuff, like the way you articulate a sentence and apostrophes and commas, I had a little bit of hard time grasping that. It didn't flow. But when it came with numbers, I've always been a numbers guy.
It was interesting because I always tell my girl, like, I think I stopped learning, like, at 4th grade level.
Yeah.
And because the teachers didn't give me the attention I needed.
Yes.
They didn't care.
No.
They just said, you know what, put them in the corner.
Yep.
And leave them there.
Yeah.
And they just didn't care no more.
Yeah.
You know, every teacher already knew the year before that I was going to go there. They already knew about me because I was one of the worst kids in school. And, not that like in a violent way.
Yeah.
It was just class clown.
Yeah.
Didn't listen. Always in the red square.
Yeah. Yep.
But there was times like
Or detention. Did you do detention a lot?
Dude, there was a time where I think it was like maybe 4th grade. Mm-hmm. For a whole year, lunchtime red square.
Damn.
Like I was, and they the
red square.
The yard duties hated me. They didn't want to deal with me. They said, you know what?
Yeah.
After lunch, straight to the red square. You know?
We got, because I talked a lot in class as well, and there was like a group of us. I still remember this from one of my elementary schools, Noy Valley. I think it was 4th grade, and I still remember the teacher's name. Shout out Miss Lombardi. She stuck us on the back of the classroom and called us the Peanut Gallery. Yeah. We just used to laugh and clown, and she'd always be mad at us.
Yeah.
A little short, gordita, white lady, she'd always be angry because we'd be pissing her off because we'd always talk, bro.
That's what I dealt with. And it's funny because I had a teacher that hated me. Yeah. And my sister actually had him at one time, and he hated her too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it is what it is. But it was it was hard times because like I said, I didn't learn much.
Yeah.
And over time, it's like I didn't care no more. You know, like I was like, you know what?
Yes, I
don't want this. At the point when I got into junior high, I was like, I don't even care about carrying a pencil or carrying books. I didn't care no more. Yeah. And then I got into trouble there, and it just got worse and worse. But it was messed up because I felt like school was not, it's just not, there, I had no connection there.
Yes, I feel you.
I had no connection there. And it was hard because my mom, she didn't speak that much English.
Same here.
She came from El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what to do.
No,
you know?
They didn't know what this was with us. They just thought we were unruly kids of some sort. There was no, like I said, we didn't get diagnosed back then.
Yeah. And there was one year on, I think it was 7th grade. They called my parents to come in, and every teacher was there. Oh wow! Damn. And intervention. I didn't go in, but when I saw my mom come out, just tears. But you didn't even come up with a solution, really. You just wanted to just talk crap about me. Yes. And that's why it was so painful for my mom, because I don't know what to do. Yeah. My dad didn't know. He was busy. Yes. He had his own business. Of course. And he had to work. And my mom was the one stuck.
Especially back then. Fathers were never, like my father was never really heavily involved in my schooling either. Yeah. Because the mother's at home raising us, the father, the dad, back then, Latino dads, they got to go work. They got to go get that cheddar. They got to feed the family.
My dad was just, I barely saw my dad. More, it was more at nighttime and the weekend.
Yep. Exactly. But same here. He only took Sunday off because it was football Sundays and he liked to chill, and that was really the only day he took off. If he had to work, he'd work, but pretty much Sunday. He'd always cook us pancakes every Sunday. That was his thing.
Yeah. No, it was hard times, especially for my mom. And thinking about it, I still think about it all the time, all the pain that she went through. Like, lady was, even though I put her through all that pain, she still loved me, unconditionally.
It doesn't matter. They're soldiers. They love us to the death. They don't they don't matter what we put them through.
Yeah, that's why.
And we'll get to our situation where both our mothers had our back. Yeah. When did you, because you spoke a little bit about gang culture, that you were in gang culture, then you got into the ecstasy rapes, and when were you introduced into gang culture? How old were you?
7th grade.
7th grade?
Yeah.
Okay. Fremont?
In Fremont.
Okay.
And it was not something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was more like I had no choice. Yeah. Because I got into some trouble with some guys, and they wanted to beat me up. Okay. And I didn't grow up violent. I just grew up being the class clown and like joking around, getting in trouble. Yeah. Playing tricks, that kind of trouble, that kind of a bad boy. Yeah. Not a violent person. Yeah. So that came because I got myself I got in trouble, and these guys tried to bully me. Yeah. Which they did bully me. Yeah. And so I had no choice. I felt that.
So you found another group of guys.
I found a group of guys. I felt like, you know what? If I'm part of these guys, maybe they're going to leave me alone. Yeah. People are not going to bother me. Because I was short and tiny. I was always the shortest guy pretty much in the group. Yeah. I was an easy target for sure.
Yes.
For sure, right?
100%.
it was just something that I felt like, okay, if I get into this, have that look, that mentality, maybe people are just going to leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I ended up wasting some years on there and getting in trouble and juvenile hall one time and getting arrested. And just all, you know how that goes.
Did you feel like a sense of belonging?
I did. Getting into that world is when I got introduced into drinking.
Okay. At a young age as well.
At a young age as well. And that's where my life took a whole different turn.
You went from being this like sweet, innocent, class clown, because listen, we're not born bad people or violent, but we're introduced to certain situations where it turns us into a different person.
Yeah.
It gives us no choice.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I grew up in the Mission, young kid. I never really, I was always around gang. There was gangs everywhere in my neighborhood. Yeah. I never really joined a gang. I just went to school, did my thing, but I was aware of it. This is tough. And I had a lot of anxiety growing up because I knew every day I stepped outside that house that I'm possibly going to get into a fight. I got into a lot of fights. I didn't want to get in fights. Kids would pick on me. Same thing. Yeah. I felt like I looked like this weak little Latino kid. But then once I knew, like, they made my temper blow, it was on.
Yeah.
It was on. Once I got angry, I was like, okay, I'm going to run through this kid.
Yeah.
Now you got me pissed. Now I'm no longer scared.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get at it. So I know the feeling, like, you just feel like you want to be respected. And it's hard to earn that as kids because a lot of kids want to try, they want to bully you.
Well, especially for me, because like I said, I was always the shortest one out of the group. But like I said, I got introduced to alcohol.
Yeah.
And I think that was the beginning of just going just going deeper and deeper into something bad.
You jumped on a roller coaster ride. Like, where's this roller coaster going to take me? Because alcohol starts leading into other stuff.
Exactly.
Then, okay, this ain't enough. Now, for me, same thing. I had a few drinks as a young kid, tried it. I didn't like it. But then eventually I got introduced to weed. Yeah. Maybe I was like 10, 11 years old. Probably took my first hit. I don't know. Did you smoke weed ever?
I did, but it wasn't something that I liked.
Yeah.
What I got caught up into was crank.
Okay.
I got, speed.
How old were you then when you got introduced to that?
I would say about 15, 16 maybe.
Okay. So before that, you drank a lot or you drank here and there with the homies?
Once I started drinking once, it just led to drinking all the time.
Yeah.
I was ignorant, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But if I knew then what I know now, I would have known, dude, this is bad.
Yeah.
I'm just not made for this.
No.
Alcohol was just way more powerful than me. And I didn't know how to have just one drink. Once I started, I'm getting wasted.
Me too. Because we're young. Our minds are still developing. We don't have no control. We're ignorant and arrogant at the same time. Ignorant because we're young. And arrogant thinking like, I can have a 4-year with my boys and be cool and get faded. And nah, we don't have control of this thing. Your mind is still creating brain cells. You're not developed. You're a young kid.
We're just trying to find who we are.
Yes. You're trying to find out who you are. You're trying to find an identity. You're trying to fit in to the whole thing.
Exactly. And then just part of smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like you said, I didn't like it. I was just doing it just because everyone else was doing it.
Yes.
But it just drinking just started everything for me. You know, that I can say was like bad.
Yeah.
But it was a horrible time for me. But it's just, I couldn't stop doing it. That's just that was part of hanging out.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go hang out, I'm going to go drink.
Yeah.
If we're going to go hang out, we're going to go do a beer run. Or we're going to go steal some beer. We didn't have money for it. And we're underage. It was just something that just only bad things came with it.
Yeah.
And that's just how that started.
That led you to getting introduced to crank, you said at 15, 16?
I think I was like about 16 when I got introduced to crank. And I don't know if you remember, but that time, when that drug came in.
Oh, I remember.
It swept everywhere. Like, it was just boom.
You exploded.
Everyone that was in the gang culture was pretty much almost doing it.
Yes.
It was just poison. It poisoned everybody. But I got hooked on it. I started selling it. It was like something that was introduced to me from a friend.
Yeah.
And it was more like, I got hooked on it.
Yeah.
I wanted to make money selling it, but I was also hooked on it.
You were feeding your addiction.
I was. I got into it for like about a good couple years, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, you did that, you sold it, and then you were in the gang culture still. You were part of your hood.
I was still like hanging out with the people, my friends.
And then you got introduced to Ecstasy. How much later?
I want to say maybe by 18.
Oh, wow. You got introduced to it young.
Yeah, maybe 18, 19 years old.
Wow. I was a late bloomer. I was about 25 when I got introduced to Ecstasy.
Yeah.
It just so happened to fall in my lap by chance.
Yeah, no, I was, it was like what, 1990, I would say about 94 maybe? 95, I started doing it when I got introduced to the rave scene.
Yeah, me was 1999.
Yeah.
Somebody, what'd they do? They say, here, take this pill or let's go to this rave. How did it all start for you, your first experience?
It's actually funny because I was like in the gang world for a while. And then, And then I fell off of it, started hanging out with new people.
New set of friends?
Like just
away from that culture?
Venture, seeing other kind of crews out there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I got, I met some other friends of mine that I'm still friends with a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
And they were going to raves, and I was like, "What is that? Never even heard of this. Like, what is it? Like, But I was interested, and cause, like I said, I didn't want to go home. I wanted to party. I wanted to still do something fun, right? So I got introduced to that. Went to my first rave, and one of my he's still my good friend. He ended up giving me my first hit.
Wow.
Yeah. It was probably one of the best experiences.
No lie.
Yeah.
I say that too. Listen, there's regrets I have, and I get it because I understand who I am now. I'm an addict, so I can't do that kind. But at the same time, it was fucking fun.
No, but it was something that changed my. I mean, I will say it's life changing because I was like, okay, for sure, I'm done with gang world. Yeah. Now I'm going into a different world.
Yeah.
But it was also like, okay, I want to be in peace, and I don't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
I want to just have fun and be more into just having fun with people, not getting into any more fighting.
That's what I noticed about that world, because the first time I stumbled upon a rave I was 15, 1990-ish, 15, 16. We were walking somewhere in the outskirts of a mission. There's a warehouse, and I heard music. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? In the middle of the night, me and my boys walk in. It was like $5 to get in. Walk in, and the hell is this place? And everybody was on a whole different kind of like trajectory. We're at this rave, bro. Unbeknownst to us, it was blowing up all over the city, San Francisco. But it wasn't my scene. I didn't understand the music. And I seen a lot of people walking with helium balloons. I was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? And I didn't find out till later, it intensifies the high of ecstasy. You take that big hit and you hold it, and it gets you like another high. I didn't understand all that. I said, this is too weird for me. So I really didn't take a liking to it early on, which is probably good for me. Yeah. And I didn't know about it at the time, because when you're not part of that world, it takes someone to introduce you to ecstasy. Not a stranger is going to come up to you and give you a pill, because they could think you could be an undercover. They don't know. Yeah. So I didn't get introduced to it till I was like 24, 25. But it wasn't the rave scene. It was already clubs that were popping off. 10, 15, End Up, and all that.
I actually felt that I did finally belong somewhere, going to the rave scene. Because, like I said, gang world, I was forced into that. Like, I wasn't something that I like grew up in, like something that I wanted to do. Like, I was forced into it. Yeah. But I felt like going to the rave scene and being around people who are open-minded and not judging people. Because that's what it was. No judgment. Everyone just wants to dance, listen to music, have fun, be in peace. If someone bumps into you, they're like, oh, excuse me. Yes. And I was like, whoa. Like,
we weren't used to that.
But it was like, whoa. But I like that. Like, I don't have to worry about fighting with someone just because I bumped into them.
Yeah, it was different. I remember that. I remember that scene.
Yeah, but it was like, it was something that I was like, okay, I'm happy here and I'm comfortable here because I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it was a good time. The beginning part was always, of course, it was good times, but then I saw opportunities.
Yes. Same here. I know what you saw.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, like, there's a guy here selling a pill for $20. Yep. And
probably more in your era. Probably like 25 to 30. Remember, at raves they go for more.
But at the time, I think it was 20. I mean, you're probably right. But like the people that I knew, it was funny because you walk in, and then you see a guy just standing there and just
probably dressed crazy and loud,
and he was just like X, E, X, and I'm like, man, it's weird. But everybody was going up to these people and just handing them money.
You saw that.
Yeah, and like
light bulb went off. Hold up.
Yeah, and
that's an opportunity
like,
here.
Wait a minute, like this guy is just gonna stand there and just say one word. One word. Not even a word, a letter.
A letter.
And he's gonna get $20 handed to him. Yep. It was just like, whoa, what is going on?
I got X, I got E, I got X, E.
And
X, E. I remember that.
Yeah, the first time I was like, okay, whatever.
Of course.
Second time, whatever. Third time. And then I was just thinking, this is something I wouldn't mind trying. I want to make money. I was already making money selling other drugs before. Yes. So I was just like, you know what? I don't know how I did it, but I ended up getting it into that whole.
You know why? Same reason I did. Not only was it fun being on it, and you're so friendly, getting along with everybody, easy because you're starting to meet so many people. Yeah. and you're making money while you're partying, enjoying it. That was the best part about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, and I ended up getting involved and making a lot of money from doing it, and it ended up. I ended up ruining something that was just like a good time, peaceful.
Yeah.
Because I ended up being that in part of dealing. I got in trouble with some people there too because I was like actually very successful at what I was doing.
Yes.
And people were looking at me like a threat. For some reason, people liked me.
Yeah.
And they were always coming to me for for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And some people ended up saying, you know what? This guy is a threat to us. We may have to boot this dude out of here.
Yeah. They started seeing your business is going good for you. Flowing. Did it take a long time for you from the moment you started to the moment you took off? Was it long? Because for me, it took off fast.
The first time I dealt at a rave, I sold out instantly. Like within like probably like an hour. And my buddy was blown away.
Holy shit! I'm going home with a stack of cash.
Yeah, my buddy that was with me, for some reason, he just had a different look. He was just like, at one point, like, dude, can you sell them for me? I'm like, give them to me. And I ended up selling them. I was successful. For some reason, people like me and were comfortable with. We both have a gift. And I always say we got the gift of gab. We're talkers. We could talk. We can converse with anybody. Yeah. We're easy going. Once somebody gets to know us and talk, we just flow. We're not all uptight and we're not all like an introvert. Like, we're just to ourselves. You can't be an introvert in that game. You got to be extrovert. You got to be outgoing. Yeah. We're very outgoing. So that helps. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I know. It was. I did pretty well with that, and like I said, I ended up getting in some trouble, and people. Well, actually, it was kind of an interesting story. I mean, I had a friend that came up to me. They told me like, "Hey, these guys want to take you out."
Oh, like that kind of trouble. Yeah. Holy moly! In that game, huh?
I was just taking too much, too much attention away from people. Like they were like, "Dude, this guy is like." Taking too many customers from us.
Now, is this in the rave scene or is this out to the streets?
No, rave scene.
Oh, in the rave scene, they felt threatened. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because you guys would be at the same parties, I'm assuming.
It was big raves. It was in Oakland, the Hagenberger.
Yeah. I remember those.
Hagenberger raves.
Those are huge.
And in the beginning, the first couple of years, people were like cool about it.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, you know what, he's dealing with whatever.
Yeah, right? Yeah, of course. There's meat for everybody.
And then raves got too popular.
Yeah.
Right? And then everybody started coming. And that's when other people that were, were related to gangs, they came in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I started seeing different characters come in.
And they saw the opportunity, and then they started dealing. And then they saw me. Like I said, I wasn't part of them.
No, yeah.
And I'm not getting nothing from them. So they were just like, you know what? Get this dude out. And so anyways, I had a guy come up to me, a friend of me, and he was like, you need to get out of here. And I was just like, whoa, like why? He said, because you're not part of their crew, and they're going to take over everything. So I ended up saying, you know what? I'm out, because I knew they were serious.
Yeah.
And I was a one-man crew. I wasn't deep.
You didn't have a crew with you.
Exactly. I wasn't deep.
Compared to, I had a crew with me.
Yeah. So I was a one-man crew at that time, and there were a bunch of them. So I said, you know what? Keep it. I knew I could deal on the streets with, from people that I knew.
You already had a reputation.
Yeah, reputation.
And back then, we already had cell phones. So that's easy. You already had a handle.
I already had enough people that would hit me up before the raves.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that was actually, and I don't really talk about that much, but not many people know about that. But I was just like, you know what, that's fine. I'll leave. That
kind of pushed you out of being like a street level dealer, because I call that street level. You're not really balling yet.
Yeah.
And then you said, all right, I'm out with this. Now I'm gonna go to the streets. But now, what happened? You took it to a whole nother level, right?
I took it to a whole nother level. And that's when
business blew up for you.
Business blew up. I left the scene, the party scene, and I was just dealing more with other people that were like.
Now you're supplying the dealers.
Exactly, and that ended up being just like a very lucrative business for me.
Oh no, you want to know the crazy shit is, before I even met you, I'd heard about you.
Yeah,
I heard about you. They were saying, "Yeah, this is the homie. He's doing big things, bigger than the people I was dealing with." Because I thought the people I was dealing with directly were doing, and they were doing big things.
Yeah.
And back then, let me explain to you guys. Back then, 1,000 pills, we called it a boat. So a boat's 1,000 pills. When you're starting to move a boat and more, and you're starting to go from 1 boat to 2 boats to 5 boats, you're doing some things. Now you're 10 boats. Yeah. You're playing with some serious cash.
Yeah, exactly.
And you started playing with some boats.
Dealing with boats, doing a lot of those, and things took off.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Life was good.
Life was good. I was young. Driving an Escalade and Rolex and thinking that I was untouchable.
On top of the world, yes.
Untouchable, on top of the world.
Yeah, that King Kong complex, I call it. I know that feeling. You feel like Scarface. Look at me. I'm this little kid that came from nowhere. I'm a small guy. I didn't do well in school, but look at me now. I'm making hundreds and hundreds of G's or whatever. I'm making paper.
And it was cool because, I mean, I was making so much money and I would have my own parties. We would get our own hotel rooms.
I know what you mean.
Invite people over.
I did that too.
And it was, it was to the point where, like, I would just put a bowl in it, would punch a pill. I said, here, everyone, just give them to them for free. Everyone was getting free E.
Yeah. Sounds like the rich people when they do O.J. Simpson, not to get off topic, but I would hear about his parties, his mansion parties, and he put a bowl of cocaine for his guests. Yeah. And that's what they still do in Hollywood, from what I hear. Here you go, or they come serve it to you.
And that's what we would do too. It was just I ended up, people that you knew too.
Yes, we ran with this. We ran, even though we didn't deal with each other directly, we ran in the same circle of people.
Yeah, so we would all have our E parties.
And that's how I got introduced, bro. Let me tell you how I got introduced to the E-game. I'm bouncing in San Jose. I'm with my boy Mo, one of my childhood friends, Salvadoreño, and we know this chick named Lisa. You might have known her, Asian Lisa from San Jose.
Yeah.
She was friends with my people, with the dudes I dealt with. You know who I'm dealing with. I don't want to drop no names on here. Yeah. And she said, hey, you guys want to go to an after party in Fremont at La Quinta? I'm like, okay, is there going to be girls there? Hey, there'll be girls there. Cool. Yeah. I didn't know there was going to be fucking drugs and shit. All right, cool, I'll go. My boy Mo want to go, we go. We go. I run into an old friend of mine there. We're like, what the? Blown away. What the fuck are you doing? He's, what the fuck are you doing? And we used to do security together. He's blown away. And then the other dude, his partner at the time was like, yo, you ever did this drug right here? Ecstasy? I go, nah, but I heard about it. And I was like, I don't do drugs, homie. Like, I was all uptight because I was bouncing. Yeah. I had a little bit of, I was doing armed security in the projects. So I had like this thought in my head, like, maybe I could become a cop. My sister wanted to go in law enforcement. I actually took the test with her for OPD for the fuck of it. Went hungover and everything. I almost passed it. I didn't even take it serious. A piece of me almost went down that route. But what I saw when I was an armed security officer and how these guys acted and how much racism there was, and I didn't like it. Like, nah, this ain't for me, man. This ain't the road I want to go. Yeah. So I was just moonlighting, bouncing. So anyway, so I got introduced. Eventually, I put my guard down because my boy is like, hey, Mike, this thing is wonderful. He's in the fucking back room with a chick, and I don't know what they were doing. I said, all right, fuck it. Let me try it. And nah, this shit's bullshit. This ain't what you guys, man, 45 minutes to an hour. I was like, holy moly, this thing feels. Yeah. My guard was completely down. I'm even talking to this dude like he's my best friend now. Yeah. The guy who gave it to me, we hitting it off, whoop-de-whoop. We're chilling. Girls are dancing. Because when we first got there, everybody was dancing. I go, what the fuck? It's almost 3 in the morning. How do they have so much energy? Yeah. So after I did that, they're like, hey, there's a club open up in Frisco. I live in Frisco at the time. I have to go back that way anyways. You guys want to go? Where? It's a place called End Up. I go, yeah, it's the spot on the corner. He goes, yeah, it's open up at 6. You guys want to go? A fucking club at 6? I never done no shit like that. But I'm wide awake. Yeah. Let's go. Dude, I popped the second fucking pill at End Up. And was even more like blown away. Everybody was cool and I was having a good time, but I felt guilty. Oh my God, I'm a fucking drug addict. Yeah. I loved it too much. This shit was too good. It was unbelievable, bro. The feeling. I can't even almost describe it to you, but I was like, oh man, this is dangerous. I love this too much. Yeah. It was too good. You know the feeling.
I know exactly what you're saying. It was just something that you want. I did it, at least 3 times a week, maybe, at one point. Yeah. It was just that great. You know what I'm talking about. It just felt that good.
And so check this out, bro. So I'm at the End Up, and we're sitting. I don't know if you remember the back wall outside. I'm sitting there next to the homies, and I'm like, damn, bro, this is crazy. I can't believe this. I've heard about it, but I can't believe how good this thing is. And man, you're a cool homie. Just opening up. It makes you open up. Yeah. I swear to God, it's like the love drug. Love drug. It really is. It's not. A lot of people think it's a sexual drug. Now, if you get intimate with somebody, it does feel good because all your senses are heightened. But it ain't that. It was just like, bro, this is. Thank you, man. I couldn't stop thanking them. And then we finally left. I think it was like noontime or so. I felt so guilty. I didn't want to go home. I went to a friend of mine's house, a homegirl of mine, and I told her what I did. I said, I feel so guilty. Man, I'm a drug addict loser. What am I doing? It was trippy because I never been up all night long. Yeah. So I had some guilt. Yeah. And I had been living a clean life. Yeah, I smoked some weed and I drank a little bit. I didn't think nothing of that because alcohol's legal, but this fucking thing was amazing. So let me fast forward. So I got introduced into the business side of it because I actually lined up a deal for the dude who hooked me up. He said, here you go. Here's I think he gave me like 30 pills. Do what you want with it. I was just going to party with it.
Yeah.
I was just going to give it away to all my friends and party when I said, hold up. I was bouncing at the time. I said, hold up. I see an opportunity. I started letting people know, yo, anybody wants X? I did the same shit at the clubs I was bouncing at.
Yeah.
Here's my number. You know anybody? People I knew. And then I started going around 10, 15 in the hot clubs, like figuring out like, how do I get rid of this shit? Because I'm a newbie in this scene. Nobody's just going to go up to a newbie. And I was built. So people, the feedback I got before people got to know me, a lot of people thought I might have been an undercover. Can you believe that shit?
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe not with you, but with me, people like, once they got to know me, like, damn, man, you're a cool dude. So fucking thing, I got rid of those quick. I called the homie, hey, bro, can I get 50? He said, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, let me get 50. Before you know it, 100.
Yeah.
Then 100 went to 5, 1,000. Then eventually you're off and flying. It happened quick.
It happened quick.
Like overnight.
Yeah. Especially during the time when I first started, it was just...
You got a head start before me.
It was just a hit.
You came in like that. You were coming in the peak of it. I started coming the tail end of it.
I was actually even probably before the peak.
Yeah,
because,
before the peak.
I mean, you're talking about, like I said, 94, 95, right?
Oh, yeah. That's when it was first starting.
And it was actually interesting because if one person did it, whoever did it that weekend was bringing 2 friends the next weekend.
Yes,
because they were just
100%.
like, you have to try this. No one understood this.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
no.
That's why raves grew so big. Because I'm coming, I tried it.
Yes.
I'm telling everyone about
Yes.
it. You got to try it. You got to
Yes.
try it. And that's how it was. Like, everyone started bringing another friend.
Yes.
The next weekend. And then this rave, there's another rave coming up next weekend. Okay, I'm bringing 2 other friends. And they're bringing more friends.
Dude.
And
it exploded.
It exploded. And it was like the most easiest drug to sell because everybody wanted to try it. And everybody wanted to have their friend try it. And everybody wanted to have their brother and sister try it. Like, you know, it blew up.
And let me tell you guys something. This fucking drug had no color lines. People from all walks of life. Corporate world, lawyers, probably doctors in there. Everybody wanted in on this shit. It was crazy.
Yeah. I got in trouble and I had to go to a second chance program.
Did you get caught?
This was for something different.
Oh, okay.
I think it was actually for drinking. But anyway, I was meeting new people at Second Chance. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I remember that program.
Yeah. So anyway, I met a firefighter there, and I told him about it, and he was just like, "Dude, let me try it." You know what I mean? And like everywhere you went, you want to promote it, and you loved it. It's like something that is part of your life, right?
Yes.
But everybody was trying it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I had everyone trying. I had people in all walks of life buying it from me at one point.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to say nothing because my wife is here, but goddamn, the females come along with it. Holy shit. When you knew the plug, they wanted to be your friend.
Exactly. And
wow.
And it was even funny,
It was crazy.
Yeah, at one point, I even felt like I was like a counselor because, I'm having trouble with my girl. I'm like, take this. I'm like, trust me, just take this with your girl.
Yes.
You are going to solve your problems that day. And they call me later, some other weekend. My boy would call me and be like, dude, me and my girl were sitting on the floor, Indian style, talking about our problems, talking about who cares about what we've done in the past. Let's just love each other, be happy. And that was the beauty of Ecstasy. It's like, it was like a problem solver. You're mad at each other. You take that pill, you're not mad at each other no more. Let's just put everything aside and be happy and float on the clouds right now.
It's true. And you know what's crazy is they do that now for couples therapy.
Do they?
In a controlled environment now.
Yeah.
That's part of therapy. I don't know where you go get that, but I've heard that to help you because a lot of times we have a lot of men. I'm not sure how women, because I'm not a woman, but a lot of men, we have a hard time revealing our inner feelings.
Yeah.
That fucking drug, your guard is down. You reveal everything. No ego, no pride. It's the best. And I used to say, if the world was on ecstasy, we would all love each other and not be at war.
Oh, my God.
It's not even like weed. Weed is your high. It's a different kind. This drug is like the fucking wonder drug.
I've said it before, too. I'm like, you know what? This would solve all the problems in the world.
Yes.
Everybody dropped at one time.
Dude.
Nobody would be fighting.
Drop. I haven't heard that word in years. Drop. Are you dropping tonight? Did you drop yet? Remember that? You dropped it? Like, hell yeah. How many you dropped tonight?
But it got to that point where, you know what? I tell people like, oh, yeah, I'm helping people, actually. You know,
me too. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, I felt like I really was, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, everything we're saying sounds great. Obviously, it's the day after, you feel like crap.
Of course. It drains your serotonin. And just like any drug, man, it has its consequences.
It did.
All right, so let's fast forward to this. So we're both in the game, having a good time, balling, and the boys come for us.
Oh, my God.
The 3-letter word.
Yeah.
The alphabet homies.
Yeah.
So talk about that, man. How was that? What happened with you when you're at the height of it?
When I still remember the day that they came knocking on the door.
Too.
It was during the times where Barry Bonds were hitting. Remember the time when he was hitting all the home runs?
Yep.
So we were supposed to go to the game that day, and I already had all the expensive tickets. I'm sitting where Bonds hits home runs at, and we're sleeping. I'm like, whoa.
The knock.
Yeah,
and it's like, a certain knock. It's not a soft knock. It's a hard ass knock.
But I was like, who's knocking on the door right now? And it was funny because I put my pants on real fast, and the pants I had all my money in there, and I just went to the front door, knocked, and it was the big boys, right? Yeah. And they said, well, come with me. And right away I was like, oh crap, I have money in my pocket, and I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
But they grabbed me, handcuffed me. They go straight to my pockets, and I was like, damn.
Of course, that's gone.
Yeah, but I had no clue. Well, I'm thinking this is just a normal, I'm going to get arrested, and it's not that big of a deal. I'll be out, you know.
Now, was it local cops or was it feds?
Oh, it was feds.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, I didn't know how it worked, right? And I'm pretty sure you felt the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, you dealt with the same way.
Yes.
But I'm thinking, okay, this sucks because I'm out. I'm supposed to go see Barry Bonds hit some home runs, right?
Man,
I wasn't even thinking it was as big as it was, right?
Yeah.
I get arrested, and I'm like, man, what's going to happen from here? Am I going to be able to get out today? Because I'm still thinking about the game, and not knowing this is some serious stuff.
Oh yeah,
And the person that was driving me was just more whatever, ignoring me. But that's just, man, life.
Dude, it feels like you're in a Twilight Zone, huh?
Oh,
that's what it felt like. Like for me, I was coming out of my house. I was supposed to go bed shopping with my mother. I was going to get a new bed. And I said, all right, Mom, I'll be back. I'm going to go down the street and eat breakfast.
Yeah.
I see this white car following me. I'm walking. I see his car tail and just creepy. My fucking hairs rose up like something's off, man. I got good instinct intuition from the streets. Like, something's up, man. Why is this car tailing me? Yeah. I hit a right. The car hits a right slowly. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. I knew something in my gut's telling me something ain't right. Yeah. So I get to the little breakfast spot on the corner. I go inside. As soon as I go inside, bro, cars, and then I see Jack as DEA. I said, oh, shit. What the fuck is this? This ain't good. Yeah. I knew something was up. That happened. Get arrested. I get in the car, and my whole world's turned upside down quick, just like yours was. Yeah. I'm sure the car ride to the station wasn't fun. Your wheels were spinning a million miles a minute.
It was, but I didn't know how serious it was until when we got to the office where they started interrogating me.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, whoa.
Now, what office did they take you to?
Oakland.
Oh, the federal building?
Yeah.
Okay.
The federal building.
Okay.
But once they started talking to me and breaking down everything that they knew about me, I was just like, dude.
Mind blown, right?
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Everything went, that smirk on my mouth, my face went, bam.
Gone. You started thinking about your life, like, whoa, I might not be home for a long time.
The questions they ask and the stuff they tell you is just on a whole different level.
Yes, it is.
I've been arrested so many times. As a
Me too.
And teenager, and runaway, and stealing one time, and fighting a bunch of times. And so you knew what a regular cop would ask you and what they would do.
Yep.
I knew this was different. I knew that this was serious stuff right when they started talking and showing information about me. I was like, whoa.
Pictures.
I was like, how'd you...
Comments.
No, there was pictures. I was like, damn. I remember that
they showed you places you were at.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And I was just like, wow. I had no clue that they were
you were blindsided.
Yeah. No clue that they were following me. Nothing. Zero.
They're good.
They're good. They're good at their job. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was
same thing for me, man. They took me straight to the federal building in San Francisco, and they took me in a room like this with a table, and questions came out and pictures, and I was like, I got to talk to a lawyer because this is some serious shit. Yeah. Like I said, I've been arrested. I've been in county jail. I've been arrested by the cops, whatever. But this was a whole nother level of something else.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were talking crazy years, like, whoa, are you serious? I didn't know. I thought I wasn't on that level. Me personally, I was arrogant, thinking, me? Feds after me? I'm not that big.
Yeah.
But it was an eye-opener.
Yeah, it was definitely great.
So let's talk about, you went through that process. You got convicted. What was your sentence?
It was, if I remember correctly, 2 years and 5 months, I think it was.
Okay, because they did it in months. You ended up leveling yourself up. Did you work out while you were in there?
I did. Okay. I've always worked out, but I got way better shape in there. Doing a lot of burpees.
Yeah.
A lot of aesthetic stuff.
Okay. So let's fast forward to today where we're at now, because this is like a long time ago. This is 2 decades behind.
Yeah.
I like to reflect on the past to see where we're at now. So now, you're what, 46 years old?
46.
And now I taught you the game of macros.
Yeah.
You've always gone to the gym. Now how you feeling? much older, like with yourself, like personal development?
It's actually pretty interesting to talk about this because it's weird. Like I'm feeling the best I've ever felt.
Much older.
I'm 46 years old right now, and I swear my body is feeling like I'm 21.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And you have a lot of mental clarity.
Mental clarity, and it's just been interesting once you introduced me to the game of macros, right?
You got mental clarity. You feel the best you felt. And talk about sobriety. Now, how long has it been?
So I haven't drank alcohol in about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't smoked a cigarette since COVID started, which is about 4 years ago?
Yes. Yep.
I haven't smoked a cigarette.
Right about 4 years is when they announced the shutdown.
Yeah. I was still smoking cigarettes at the time.
Okay.
But then I fell into the whole, like, everyone, how everybody was scared of COVID. And they're like, dude, you better quit smoking because if you catch COVID, you're going to die.
They fear-mongered.
Yeah, videos everywhere of people dying.
Yes, I know. They scared us to death with it.
Oh, they got me good. Because I remember seeing a video. I forgot. A buddy sent it to me. They're like, dude, quit smoking.
Yeah.
And this girl,
he did you a favor, though, without doing it.
He did. But it was a video of a girl saying, oh, you need your lungs because you're going to die from COVID, basically. So I was just like, oh, my God, I got to quit.
Yeah. So 4 years from that, 7 years sober from drinking. You've always worked out. But now you're older. I feel like since I've known you, you've really taken your personal health, your personal development to a whole new level. You're shining. I can see the energy.
Yeah.
I know we both suffer from anxiety. We're both overthinkers, ADHD. But now I feel since I've known you, I don't feel like you're an anxious person at all. Like you have a different walk and a different glow to you.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like I said, I've always been into fitness.
Yes.
But I really didn't know fitness.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I worked out, but I still drank. I still did all. Of
course.
And then I quit drinking, and I still working out, and I'm still seeing the same kind of results.
Yeah.
I thought I was healthy because I was eating a few eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
I ate some vegetables, which I hated.
You just thought because it's good for you.
Yeah, I ate chicken, but no clue of how much I was eating.
Yeah.
You don't think about that until you get into the macro game. Like, I'm shoving ketchup, like tons of it.
Me too.
Because I've always been a saucy person. I love sauce. And you're not knowing like how much you're eating when you're dipping all that sauce, right?
Especially regular ketchup. Not even fat-free or sugar-free, because I get the sugar-free from the store.
Peanut butter and jelly, just stacking
Guilty.
regular bread.
Right? Bro, you just make a huge PB&J.
But you're like, I went to the gym.
Yes.
So I'm healthy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's funny. And I did cardio. And even with all that I did, I still felt low energy.
Something was
missing. I'm still taking naps every day.
Yeah.
I'm still having anxiety.
Yes.
I still suffer sometimes from I'm not going to say I'm depressed, but like,
I know what you mean.
You're not happy.
You have your good days, your bad days.
Yeah,
Some days negative thoughts creep in and get the best of you.
You're not fully happy.
Yeah.
I was in bad relationships.
Yes.
I always, obviously, from drinking and doing drugs.
Yeah.
Just always bad decisions.
Yes.
I did a lot of bad decisions, but fast forward, like you said, we're just there was something missing.
Yeah.
Then you like you say, you started introducing me to the macro game.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you overnight just with so much like success with what you're doing, right? Like I'm like, Mike, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude? Like you're I'm not trying to be mean, but you're a little chubbier.
Yes.
Be
honest. That's true.
We're both,
right.
we're built, right? But we're still chubby
we had
cheeks.
We had that like husky look. Like we had muscle, but we were still covered in body fat.
I mean, with chubby cheeks, still got, tummy.
Panza. Yes.
We're buff, but we're not cut.
No definition.
No definition.
No striation, no veins.
Yeah.
True.
And then I started seeing, we talk all the time, and every time I come visit you, I'm just like, dude, like, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
And you're telling me about it, and I'm just like, it makes no sense to me. The word macros, I'm just like, no,
sounds intimidating. Right?
Already there just doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Macros, no.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to stick to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm just blown away. You saw me. I'm sure I look like everyone else did. I'm just looking at you like, what the what's going on?
Yeah.
And so
it sparked your curiosity.
You did, and you're telling me like, dude, get into macros. Get into macros. Okay. And I know you're gonna help. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, you're gonna bug me about it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm gonna hammer you.
I'm gonna try it. I'll look into it, and you're like, download the app. I'm like, I will. And you're calling me like, did you download the app? And I'm like, and it's like,
there's steps.
Yeah, I'm a stubborn person.
Of course, me too.
I'm stubborn. I got ego. I'm like, I know I could do this on my own. I'm doing a bunch of burpees.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a 6-pack somehow.
Yeah.
Even though nothing has helped. Like
Yeah.
everything I did, nothing got me there.
Yeah.
I'm getting the phone call from you, and you're sending me pictures, and you're sending me videos. I'm just like, dude, how the hell is Mike doing this? Like at one point, I'm just like, he has to be doing steroids, and I know you weren't. Me and you are pretty close. You're pretty honest with me about everything. So I'm just like, you know what? I gotta try it, because if I don't try it, Mike's gonna bother me every damn day.
Yeah, I'm gonna hammer you.
He's gonna keep,
because I wanted to teach you what I know. I wanted to show you the way. Look, we're older men. We can level up.
You're passionate about it,
yeah,
just like I am. And what you do to me, I do to everyone else. I bother. Yeah. We preach what we love. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because we know we feel good. We know we love how we feel.
Yes.
We love how we look.
Yep.
So we want to. I know you. Like we're the same. We want to give.
Yes.
And we're like, you know what? I want you to feel the same way as me. Because I'm telling you right now, the way I feel, there's priceless. Priceless.
You can't buy this.
My girl's always like, she sees it.
Yes.
And she sees how happy I am and how passionate I am about it, and she loves it. Because she knows I'm happy. If we're happy, if I'm happy, she's happy.
The household is good. That's why I always say that.
And so anyways, I started doing the plans, and I just instantly, like I say within weeks.
You saw the difference.
Within weeks, you're starting to see difference in you're losing weight. Energy levels are changing.
Yeah. And you started at, how much were you?
About 177.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where you at today?
148.
46 years old, you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
A lot of people put age restrictions like, I'm too old and I'm just supposed to be this way, or my genetics aren't good. That's a goddamn lie. It's not nothing to do with that. It's all here. Eventually, you opened your mind up. All right, I'm going to give this a shot. And I try to make it easy for us. You know what, Los? Don't stress yourself out on tracking right now. Let's just hit the protein goal for now. Let's mark it. Let's write it. How'd you write it down for?
You were pointing that out to me, and I started noticing stuff that I never noticed before.
Yeah.
And let me give you an example. Like,
shoot it away.
I told my sister one day, I said, man, you're not, how much protein that you're not really eating protein. Nope. You know what I mean? Let's just say you go to Red Robin's.
Yes.
That whole plate is 10% protein.
Yep.
Everything is fries, buns, sauce, and all you're getting is one tiny little piece of meat.
That's it.
That's it. And people think that they ate good.
Yeah.
And you're full because all you ate was just carbs. You know what I mean? Right? But like, I started noticing stuff like that. I'm like, wow, my plate is pretty much like 25% protein. The rest is carbs.
Yep.
Because you were telling me, get protein, more protein. I was trying to get the idea, like, I need more protein. How am I going to get it?
Yeah.
And I just started noticing, like, everything is more carbs than anything, right?
Yes.
Like, and you put that in you got the wheel turning.
Yes.
On
Got the hamster wheels turning.
You got the hamster wheel turning. I started getting more ideas. I'm like, okay, I need more protein. What am I going to do?
Yep.
And
I would tell you what to do.
You told me what to do. And then I made it to where it was fun for me.
Exactly.
Like, it was like, you know what? I got to do this. But how am I going to do it to where I'm going to enjoy it?
That part,
right?
Most important.
Yes. And me and my girl, we started playing around with it.
Yeah.
Came up with some good ideas.
Yeah.
And I just, man, I enjoy what I eat. And I concentrated on quesadillas.
Yeah.
Right? I felt that.
Some of your favorite foods.
It was simple to make. You can change up the meats very easily. You can do a steak one, you can chicken one, ground beef. You can change the sauce. You can do an A1 sauce. And I weigh everything, so I'm not using more than what I needed.
Yes.
And I made it work for me in my budget, right?
Yeah.
In my 2,000, I was eating 2,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was making it to where I can change. I could use barbecue sauce. I could use A1 sauce.
Yes.
I could use sour cream and some sriracha.
Yes.
So
and check this out, you guys. When he does, that's not free calories. He also measures that, by the way. Sauces must be measured.
Oh yeah, I do.
And you always want to go sugar free. There's no reason to go regular, sugar free. Get used to change your taste buds a little, sacrifice a little bit.
I weigh everything.
Yes.
Like I said, I got to the point where, and I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, he weighs everything out." That sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
But it's once you get into this, it's so simple. You know what I mean? It's
autopilot.
Autopilot.
It literally takes a minute or less to weigh your food.
It really does. I'm at the point where I even take my scale. I got my traveling scale. Last time I went to my niece's house for a party, I literally brought my scale with me.
Yeah.
It's just part of my life now.
And a lot of people will say, that's obsessive. You're obsessed. That's extreme. Don't you think drinking's extreme? Don't you think hangovers are extreme? Don't you think stuffing your fucking face till you feel like you're going to puke the next day extreme? That's not extreme. Yes, it is.
Think about this. People measure their shots. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
To make the perfect drink.
Yes.
I want to make my perfect meal for, that I need with the right protein and what I want, right?
Yeah.
Same concept. If you think about it, you're taking the time to make a perfect drink.
Yep.
Well, I'm making the perfect time to make my meal work for me, for my daily intake.
Yep. They're quick to run to the store on football Sunday. Like, I'm throwing a football party. You run into the store, you get your beer, you get your chips. You're making a bunch of nachos. You're making a perfect recipe. You're taking the time to do all that, but you won't take the time to make yourself a meal and learn.
And that people don't think about that. They don't think about how many, okay, we're throwing a party. We're going to barbecue. Planning, they do a lot of planning and a lot of driving around, getting everything they need.
Yeah.
And I'm just measuring out a quick little sauce that I'm going to use.
And the crazy thing is, I even showed you how to eat out if you want to.
Yeah.
And still be on point and lose weight.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, this man loves coffee cakes. Yeah. He gets to eat coffee cakes every day if he wants. Why? Because he makes it work within his macros, as long as he hits his protein goal.
Yeah.
That's where people are confused. Like, how can he eat that? How does it work? They think it's like magic.
No.
It's all a numbers game.
It's a number game.
Just like you have X amount of money you make a week, and you got to spend X amount on your bills.
Yeah.
Same thing. You have X amount you can spend on your body every day, and this is your bill for the week.
Yeah.
So you better match what you put into your body. It's just a formula.
But the thing is, they don't have the ideas yet. They don't know about it unless you try it.
Yeah.
And start practicing it.
You got to practice it.
Then they don't know. It sounds difficult. It sounds
It does.
It sounds annoying. No, it's not. It really isn't.
No.
It really isn't. The first week is probably like the hardest part because you're just getting used to it.
Yes.
And then once you get used to it, then it becomes fun because it's okay. I want to come up with some cool meals.
Yeah.
Right? And make it fun. And then you come up with even better ideas, right? To where I could plan this whole week out.
Yeah.
And we can just cook up a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And then, like I said, I'll just change it up. Like I'll rotate them. Sometimes I'll do your hamburgers.
The ones you I showed you.
Yep.
The burgers.
I'll do a quesadilla.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll do whatever. We'll do, I'll eat a bunch of eggs. You just got to have fun with it.
Yes.
But once you get into it, it's like a game because you're trying to get your numbers. I've made it to where it's like a game. And then I'm like, okay, look, I have enough calories left over. I already hit my protein. Right?
Yep.
Now, if I have 300 calories over, if I want to have a little bit of sweets,
yep,
you can do it.
That's it.
Oh, but like I said, I've been doing this for so long now that I could do it. I know when to schedule my stuff.
Yes, you got it down now.
I got it down now. Have breakfast, have a little lunch, and be like, you know what? I feel like having a little bit of coffee cake. Or you know what? But this is the thing, like people need to understand. I'll have some chocolate, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's control your intake.
There you go.
Like you don't
control your intake. Remember that, you guys. Control your intake. That's very important.
Control your intake. We have to respect food. Food to me is also a drug.
It is a drug.
It is a drug because it can control you.
Oh, yeah.
It does control you. Once you start having a little one cookie is okay. Another one, and that's where discipline comes in.
Yes.
You start learning to be more disciplined.
Yep.
It makes you stronger mentally.
It does.
Like, you know what? I need to control myself. You know what I mean? But it gets easy because once you start seeing results,
that part,
right? Then you're just like, okay, do I really want that much? Or can I just eat 2 of them and be happy with that?
Yep.
And tomorrow wake up still feeling good.
Exactly.
And still know that I'm on track to get a 6-pack.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Like, have fun with it. I have a little bit of sweets. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I know that I'd rather have a 6-pack than have 10 cookies.
Yeah.
Even though those cookies are delicious. You
of
know
course.
What I mean? I'm just like everyone else. Of course, I want to just keep eating them.
Of course.
But it's like,
we're addicts, man.
Yeah.
We're extreme dudes.
I have 1 or 2. I'm like, you know what? I'm happy with that. And I've even made it to where like I even take smaller bites now. I'm just like, you know what? I'll enjoy this cookie a little bit longer. But
exactly.
But it's I control it now.
But more important than anything, though,
you feel good mentally. It impacts you in every way. I feel good. I feel younger. I have more energy. I needed a nap every day.
Yeah.
To where now I'm just like, man, I can keep going. Like,
yeah.
What's going on? Like I'm just endless energy. And there's other stuff that I'm doing, obviously. I'm taking some vitamins.
Of course.
You know, the company that you've introduced me to, OneUp.
Yes.
I do
OneUp
some
Nutrition.
I do their green drinks.
Yep.
I'm not really a vegetable person, you know, so I do their green drinks and, you know, get my, you know, some vitamins I need from that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been giving me some energy.
Protein powders.
Creatine. I take creatine.
Yeah.
I take pine pollen. It's something that I heard on another podcast.
Yeah.
Helps man for testosterone.
Yeah.
More energy level, give you more energy levels.
Yeah.
So everything I'm doing right now in my life is pretty much positive.
Yeah.
and taking in food that's going to help me feel good.
Exactly.
And that's where, like,
You're feeling your body correctly.
I'm feeling that after I eat my meals, I'm energized.
Yep.
Which was different because
Than before.
Before I would, if I would eat something and then I'm holding my stomach after, leaning back and I'm like, burping up food. I'm not grabbing my stomach anymore.
Yeah. You're not feeling heavy.
If you're eating and right after you eat, you're holding your stomach and you're like, that's something wrong.
Yeah.
That's your indicator that, you know what, you need to be doing macros, bro. You
Yes,
know what I mean,
that's a good sign. That's very
Like,
good advice.
That's the sign right there, because I don't feel like that no more.
Nope.
And it's crazy because it's like, you know, me and my friends, we have a lot of fun joking around. We talk crap to each other. That's
of course.
That's just how we are.
Yeah.
When they tell me you're dieting, I'm like, no, I'm not dieting, dude.
Nope.
Because dieting is eating what you hate. You know,
Yep.
and you know, I'm not dieting. Like, I'm eating actually what I love, and I feel good after I eat. And it's crazy. You don't hear people talking on like that.
You don't.
When do you ever hear someone say, I ate food and I feel more energized and I'm happy and I want to go on a walk after?
Yeah.
Most people are like,
I want to take a nap. I want to lay down. You're right.
they're overeating.
Yes.
And they're eating stuff that they don't need. And and they're just eating so many carbs. And people are just, they don't feel energized how they should.
Yeah.
Right? That's the opposite for me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm not, my stomach I obviously have shrunk to where, like, I don't have to eat so much.
Yep.
I eat about 80% of my meal and I'm feeling good.
And you're also doing this for not a specific event. You know, back in the days, I want to get ripped for the pool party. I want to get lean. You're just doing it for lifestyle.
I'm doing it for
Daily.
lifestyle.
This is
You know,
not-
I'm doing it because I want to show my daughter, you know, how to eat good. And not only that, but I have to live long for my daughter. I'm trying to stay on the planet and still feel good.
You're an older father. Your
I'm an
daughter's
older
how old?
father. She's 3 years old.
3 years old. Okay.
I'm an older father, and she's 3 years old. So I have to be in the best shape I can, because this is still the beginning.
And see, that's very good advice for the fathers out there, because a lot of them are disrespecting themselves. They're drinking, they're smoking, they're eating like absolute shit. They're at our age, and like, you don't want to live for your kids, bro. Your kids are young. There's some older fathers. You don't want to live for your kids, bro. It's your duty as a man to stick around on this planet for as long as you can, because your kids want you here.
Yeah.
They want their father here for as long as they can. But a lot of these guys feel like they're selfish. They don't care. They don't care about themselves.
Well, it's interesting.
Or let me say, they only care about themselves. They don't care about their kids or their spouse or whoever, their family. It's your duty as a man to stick around long for your kids, at least.
What's interesting is that my daughter now looks at me and she knows what protein means.
Oh,
you know what
that's
I mean?
cool.
Yeah, so she knows that daddy's eating protein,
Yeah.
so she's eating more protein.
Exactly.
And it's funny because we've actually noticed a difference in her body. Like, you look at her, she just looks dense, tough, and like strong.
Yep.
Cause she eats more Greek yogurt. She's eating like more protein.
Instead of candies and chips and other junk food.
But obviously she's a kid. She's gonna have that, right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to limit that.
Moderation.
Moderation.
Yes.
But we focus on giving her, instead of using Eggo brand, we're getting her Kodiak waffles.
Yes, with protein.
With protein. My fiance makes her protein pancakes.
Yep.
She don't know the difference.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't. She loves them.
Yes.
And my girl has made it to where they taste better.
And guess what? When she grows up, she's going to follow in your footsteps, and she's going to know the game already.
Yeah.
Daddy's eating protein, I'm eating protein.
She even sometimes, when I used to do burpees, she would actually try to do them with me. I have a little theory, monkey see, monkey do.
Yes.
So I'm trying to live my best life, for her, you know, so that she sees what I'm doing. You
Yeah.
know, I'm hoping that one day she'll be in the fitness world with me. Maybe one day we'll go to the gym. I don't know. I hope so.
That's dope.
Yeah. I have a buddy, Ricky. He's actually his son. He's into fitness, and he introduced him to that world at a young age. He had him training. I think at 9 years old, I think he started him, or 8 years old. And now he's, I think, 17 years old, and the kid is just ripped.
Mini savage, huh? Just
ripped.
on it now. You taught him the game.
He taught him the game.
See?
And they're both in fitness. They both
great.
Oh, dude, it's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Most fathers should do that, man. Too bad a lot of fathers don't do that. Instead, they're drinking their beer or their alcohol in front of their kids or eating like shit. Guess what? Your kid's going to follow in your footsteps. Your son's going to want to do the same.
Yeah.
My father drank. I'm just going to drink with him. When I turn 21, we'll have a father-son moment. We'll drink together.
Yeah. No, his son actually doesn't drink, doesn't party.
Good.
He's
Good.
Young. He's young, but totally into fitness.
See?
And that's something like, you know what? I want the same thing for my daughter.
Yeah.
I want her to be in early age, get into some kind of. You know,
So this is some good advice you'd give some fathers out there?
yeah, you know, you definitely want to lead by example, right?
Yep.
They're watching.
Oh, yeah.
They're watching.
They're watching.
They're either gonna watch you party, drink, or they're gonna watch you be into fitness. And I rather my kid be in fitness.
She's getting the best version of you.
But she's getting the best version. She'll never, and I'm proud to say this, she's never ever gonna see me drink.
That's a very proud moment.
And that's something that was big for me because I came from partying and drinking and doing drugs.
Negative environment.
I don't want that for her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I can.
Yeah.
For her not to be in that. Even my family now. My parents, are eating more protein now, less carbs.
Without you forcing it on, they're just seeing you. They're seeing the results. They're blown away. Like,
there's stuff out there that, like I said, when you get into this game of counting macros, you're gonna start seeing other stuff that you can incorporate in your. Let's just say flour tortillas. We're using the keto-friendly flour tortillas instead of having the regular ones.
Yes, make adjustments.
You make adjustments.
Still eat your favorite food. We just make adjustments.
Exactly. And so I got my parents to do the same thing. That's the only kind of, they went from using the regular flour tortillas. Now they're only doing the keto style ones.
Yeah.
They're seeing differences.
Good.
Yeah. They're feeling better. It's something that has impacted everybody.
Yes. You're impacting, you're paying it forward. I gave it to you because I don't want to be the holder of information.
Yeah.
Here you go, Los. Now you know it.
Yeah.
I was told you your duty to pay it forward.
And I love sharing this information with people.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. I feel great, and I want my friends to feel like that. And everyone deserves to feel like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But not everyone's going to feel like this.
No, unfortunately, no. There's too many people who are sleeping, man. They're not awake.
Two choices: you're gonna feel good, or you're gonna feel bad.
That's it.
I choose the good.
Yes.
Are you gonna eat? You're gonna feel good after. You're gonna go on a walk, or you're gonna eat and hold your stomach after and be sluggish.
Yep.
I want to go walk.
Yeah.
That's just common sense.
Yeah.
Better choice.
Yeah.
But people just don't. They don't. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna take. Maybe people are just so brainwashed. I don't know.
Yeah. But
it's sad.
That's why we're here talking. We're spreading the message.
Spreading the message. Yeah.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you for coming on. I'm proud of you for facing your fears. I'm proud of you doing the hard things that you didn't want to do before. You're conquering your fears, and a lot of people have fears of, I don't know how to do this. But you can learn, you guys. It just takes time. You got to learn.
You know what?
You got to be open-minded. You got to kick your ego and pride to the side and say, all right, I'm ready to flip a switch.
Anyone could do this.
Yeah.
Me and you both have ADHD. We're out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If we can do this,
anyone can do it.
Anyone that can do it too. Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you for coming on. Yeah. Thank you for spreading the message, man. And it's going to hit a lot of people, man.
Cool, man.
You did good.
All right.
There you have it. OGs.